Sometimes people get into trouble. Sometimes they have a friend or loved one looking for them. And sometimes they're just lost. When somebody needs to be found, that's where I come in. My name is Wrigley. I'm a private detective. It was a steamy Saturday night in our southern coastal city, and I was standing in front of the seediest dive in town, a seafood place called the Raw Bar and Grill. But I wasn't afraid, because greater is he that is in me than he that is in the bar. So, with my chin out, my fedora cocked with a hair trigger, and a fresh stick of spearmint in my kisser, I went in. The place was filled with human refuse, the waste of a user society. With eyes like two steel wool pads, I scoured the place thoroughly. I was looking for a guy named Pittman, first name Stu. Finally, through the dimly lit haze of smoke, I saw a likely suspect. He was sitting alone, staring a bottle of root beer into submission. Is your name Stu?
Who wants to know?
The name's Wrigley. Private detective.
I ain't done nothing wrong.
Didn't say you had. Just got a couple of questions to ask you.
Get lost, gumshoe.
Been lost. Didn't like it. Now, you're gonna answer me? Or am I gonna have to get tough?
Yeah, my name's Stu. What's it to you?
Been looking for you. Your garage has been closed for weeks and your phone's disconnected. You hang out here a lot, Stu?
Mostly. Only folks around here call me Oyster.
Oyster?
Yeah, Oyster.
Oyster Stew. According to my notes, Oyster, I think I might have made a mistake. The guy I'm looking for goes by the nickname
And you know why they call me Oyster? Because I like to be left alone.
Well, then I'll leave you alone and look somewhere.
I live a solitary life, just like an oyster, and I like it that way.
Well,
And, like an oyster, I have a hard, crusty shell. A shell to keep the world away, and to keep me away from the world. And I don't want to be bothered by anyone, and I don't need a friend.
Okay, I'm hidden.
But, like an oyster, hidden inside is a soft, vulnerable creature. A sensitive part, tender and gentle.
All right, I'll leave you.
But, like an oyster, I'm also slimy inside. Slimy and disgusting to look at in broad daylight. Too low to kick and too wet to step on. So I keep my shell closed and lie at the bottom of life's polluted riverbed in the filthy mud and rusty tin cans and worn out old tires.
Okay, catch it.
But deep inside that crusty exterior, hidden even deeper,
I think this guy wants to talk.
Inside the slimy insides, there lies a pearl. And you know what's inside that pearl, Gumshoe? A grain of sand. An irritating, painful piece of grit that gets inside your shell between your bivalve and your siphon, rubbing you raw. And you can't get it out, no matter how much pain it causes. You know what my pain was, Wrigley? A memory. Memory of a woman. It ate away at my heart until I wrapped it in beautiful memories of the good time we had, and it didn't hurt so bad anymore. You know what pain is, Wrigley?
Yeah, because you're squeezing the dickens out of my shoulder.
Women.
Man, what a grip.
Can't live with them, can't live without them. And this dame, she was something special. Her name was Pearl. I've never found any woman that I had so much in common with. We both loved changing our engine oil on the weekend and running barefoot through the cow pasture. We both loved shooting squirrels as they walked over the telephone lines across the highway and watching them hit the road and get flattened by 18-wheelers. We loved picking our toes on the front porch as the sun went down, and then watching our tapes of our favorite TV commercials. I remember those summer days, spent looking for snails in the garden, then surrounding them with salt and betting on which ones would melt first as they tried to get away. And we both loved to talk. You may not believe this, Wrigley, but there was a time I talked a lot.
I never would have known.
We would stay up till dawn, talking. We never listened to each other. We just talked at the same time. But it was like paradise. Adam and Eve in the garden. Except Pearl was a lot hairier than Eve, and she was bigger. And she hated apples because they gave her gas. But, like the Garden of Eden, it couldn't last. Because there was just one little problem. We got to where we couldn't stand each other.
I can't imagine why.
I remember how it ended. It was last Valentine's Day. I forgot all about it and went fishing instead. She says she wanted somebody more romantic. She gave me back my issues of Field and Stream, and I gave her back her can of Fix-A-Flat and 40-piece socket set. She left me one thing to remember her by. This bottle opener with a mother-of-pearl handle. Now every time I pop the top of a cold one, I'm reminded of Pearl's mother, and it helps make it easier. That was one hateful woman. Looking back, I figured out what went wrong. We were too much alike. We both saw too much of ourselves in the other, and we didn't like what we saw. But you just can't get away from yourself, and I've been making myself miserable ever since.
Yeah, I'm ready to hurl.
What was that?
I said, whatever happened to Pearl?
Well, I heard that she got religion and opened up a combination homeless shelter and 24-hour car wash. She gives people a place to stay and food in return for their work at her car wash. Plus, they get to take a shower and clean their clothes while they work. Not too bad, huh?
Sounds like you could take a cue from Pearl.
Nah, there ain't room in my shell for God. I like it just the way I am. So you go back to whoever sent you, by gum, and you tell them that oyster stew don't want to be found. Nobody knows my business, and nobody's ever gonna shuck and jive this oyster. I just want to be left alone. My heart ain't just broke. It's smashed and stomped on, and Valentine's Day is just another reminder of why it's better to just clam up and forget about love. Ain't nothing to it. So what'd you want to know?
I've heard more than enough already. Wrong stew. Sorry to bother you.
Don't sweat it, Gummy Bear.
Just one more thing, Oyster. There's somebody out there that sees you as a tasty morsel, and one day you're going to be steamed open and swallowed whole into the mouth of hell. I'd advise you to find the pearl of great price that the Bible talks about and hide that away inside. Then you'll be in the right harvest when the nets are drawn in.
What are you, a detective or a preacher?
I'm a fisher of men. Here's my card if you ever want to open up and talk about it.
I got nothing to say. I just want to be left alone. So go on, get out of here.
See you around, Stu. I left Oyster to stew in his own juices. The stew I was looking for was the heir of $1 million estate. But there was no need to tell Oyster that. It would have only depressed him. The stew I needed to find was nicknamed Beef. And I knew one thing. I sure wasn't looking forward to hearing his story.
That's right, just get out of here. Just walk out that door and forget about me. That's it. Keep going. Who needs you? I don't need nobody. Just walk out, like everybody else in my life. Just take a hike and lose old Oyster Stew, the loser. Nobody wants a loser for a friend.
Hey, Stu.
You still here?
Yeah, well, I forgot something.
What's that?
What it's like to need a friend. And how to be one.
Lukewarm.
You're right, I have been.
I meant the root beer.
Oh, well, anyway, I'm sorry. Look, I'm going to a men's Bible study tonight. The topic is going to be God's love, tougher than nails. How about joining me, Stu?
Well, I don't know.
Afterwards, the guys are coming over to my place for some food and fellowship. How about it?
Well, I could use a little of both, I suppose. Bottle of root beer ain't a very good listener. Sure, why not?
Put her there, pal.
It's about time I came out of my shell anyway. Gets kind of lonely in there.
Come on, I'll give you a lift.
Buddy, you already have. Hey, Bull, I'm out of here. You know, those things are bad for you.
Yeah, I know. Started chewing gum a long time ago and got in the habit. But I'm cutting back. Down to a pack a day. By the way, is the food any good in here?
I don't think so. Gives me heartburn. I just came here to be more miserable.